Triss could not help Geralt, yet she did direct him to Kareem Tilly, an Oniromancer and an expert at finding the lost and the missing. Guided by Kareem Tilly, the Witcher had a dream. In it, Ciri and I, the bard Dandelion, were reunited. Geralt now knew that to find Ciri, he would first need to find his dear old friend.
Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so I've changed the my camera position,
at the stake. It's dreadful.
and it feels weird like that. I mean, on the right side it feels weird because you don't see something.
One cannot make an
But
omelette
on the
without
left
bacon.
side it feels weird as well. I think I'll keep it on the left side. I don't know, it feels weird. Maybe like that. Okay, well, right. So, where did I stop? It's probably part 14 or 13? 13 or 14? I'm not sure. Yeah, I only got one woman
Does your
left
husband plan to
in my
continue
list.
to trade with the Empire?
We shall talk about this later, alright?
Women that I need to talk to if I'm Dandelion.
Did you catch him? No luck. Keep your distance.
In the power of this flame can bring us victory. Remember, good folk, one doubter can do more evil than 1,000 believers can do good. Ears
right.
open and eyes peeled, for evil never sleeps. Let us save our beloved Novigrad, our free city.
You fancy men like me? Whole town's going on about it. So no point playing hard to get, sugar puss.
It's Lady Varatra to you. And I'd advise you to sod off, sugar puss, before I report this to Papa. Who are you? Why are you here? Answer this instant or I'll summon the guards.
Sorry to sneak in, miss. I'm Geralt, a friend of the bard Dandelion.
Geralt of Rivia? The famed Witcher of the ballads?
What are you doing here, vagrant? How'd you get in? I let no one in the front, my lady. I swear it on the great sun.
Not a word. I'll handle this. Hold your tongue, sir. This is Frederick Francis de Bergerac, my new swordplay instructor, correct? Show him to the training room. I shall join him shortly.
Won't you realise what you've got yourself into?
Hope so, too.
Miss Rose has got a downright beastly temper. Shows no mercy once she grips a sword. Grab a wooden one. Take care not to hurt the little miss. Follow me.
you're my new instructor? Well, Papa clearly went out of his way this time. Wood, to start with. I must know your worth. You're quick! Ah! Ooh! Ow!
How long you gonna make me wait?
Why bother with two swords when you can barely handle one? Damn it! Well fought. You're much better than the last one.
I'm not actually your swordplay instructor.
Really? Then who are you? And how on earth did you get in?
I'm a witcher. I'm looking
A witcher? That's splendid. I always wanted to meet a witcher. This is so exciting.
Incredibly. But we ought to discuss that another time. Came to ask about your rhetoric tutor, Dandelion.
Rhetoric tutor? Good one. That is why Papa hired him, but not at all what the bard had in mind. He mostly played his lute and sang for us. I believe he thought he was wooing.
Mean he wasn't? But you had some sort of relationship?
If you call him chasing after me a relationship. Even so, there was nothing between us. Seems my sisters had a bit of fun at our expense. But enough chatter. Stand and fight. I demand a rematch. Yeah! Oh, ooh, ah. Yeah. Ha! Oh, oh, stop, Lord. Fight. Aye. Oh, ooh.
Stop hitting poor woman.
Why bother with two swords when you can barely handle one? Drat it! You're quick! Stop, Lord! Damn it! Well, if you're not an instructor, you should certainly be one. Fancy giving me a few private lessons?
Can't rightly refuse a request from a lady.
What are you two lovebirds whispering about? You asked about my relationship with Dandelion? Well, here's the mix-up's mastermind. Edna var Atra, the greatest mischief maker north or south of the Yaruga.
Wait a minute. Mean to say Dandelion mixed you two up?
On occasion, yes. But then Rosa would quickly set him straight. If you'd shut your catty mouth for a moment, dear little sister, I could explain. Edna sent Dandelion some love letters. She signed my name. Conceited as he is, naturally he fell for it. I was left to repel the aging bard's advances. Rosa, I had the best of intentions, you know that. I felt you needed help taking the first step. You blushed every time he sang a ballad. He'll next sing at your funeral if you don't stop it right now.
Calm down, ladies. No poet's worth two sisters nipping at each other's throats.
Especially not this one.
Listen, I just want to know one thing. Either of you seen Dandelion lately?
Edna might have. I certainly have not. My dear sister, I would never spend time alone with a man for whom you burn with a secret passion. Burn with passion? For one who incessantly praises another woman's talents? Afraid I've more sense than that.
Who'd Dandelion sing about? Know anything about her?
I believe she's a poetess, or Trebaritz. Very skilled and exceptionally talented, of course.
This woman, not a local, right?
I seem to remember him praising her melodious Kaviri accent. Makes sense. He referred to her as Kalonetta a few times. Bizarre names are common in Kavir.
Gotta ask Zoltan about this Kalinetta. Been a pleasure, but I've got stuff to take care of.
Exceedingly nice to meet you. Please come again. Well, can I expect any more lessons in future?
Awfully convincing, miss. Wonder where you learned it. Name the time and place.
House here, tomorrow. Same time as today.
See you then.
See you, Master Witcher.
It might seems like she's being flirty and stuff, but
Another drifter in from Temeria.
but because I've played the game, I know that there's nothing actually bad in it. She just wants to go out, and that's it. So nothing really happens. Yeah, and I guess that's it. So even though they made it look like she's being flirty, the reality is maybe she was being flirty, but she didn't want anything else. It's not like she was hitting on him to sleep with him. So you can allow yourself to have this additional quest, which will lead to nothing, and that's fine. Because it's just an additional quest. That's it.
Kobolds. Greetings. You here for a specific reason?
Got a meeting with Rosa, a fencing lesson.
Geralt of Rivia, yes? Miss Rosa stepped out for a walk. Near Temple Bridge, she said. She asked that you join her.
Guess it's gonna be an interesting lesson. Thanks.
I think in the very beginning, the very first time when you play, obviously you're like, or obviously or not obviously. I think if I played The Witcher 3 right now, I wouldn't take those opportunities, but the first time when I played, just out of pure curiosity, I was trying different things, and some things because I didn't know the world, I didn't know that the Witcher is such a big game and it might lead to different endings. So so some of my choices led me to sleeping with certain girls. Mostly mages. I think Triss was one of the first ones. I'm not sure. And then Shani, and then something like that. And Kara as well. But right now, I understand that it's completely pointless. It doesn't give you anything. It's kind of gross. But I feel like if we take Geralt, he mentioned that he got someone special in his heart, so it's kind of weird that even in the books he slept with someone. Okay, he had an amnesia, right? And Triss kinda used it? Or no? Wait. It's weird because I think Triss... I'm not sure that this thing actually happened in the books. I'm really not sure about it. It's possible, but for some reason I doubt that. Because when I was watching the TV series, the Netflix one, I don't feel like Geralt and Triss actually talked about it or something like that. They kind of knew each other, but that's it. So it's okay. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. But in the books, Geralt seems to be. I suppose he slept with certain girls, but I feel like he's more into Yennefer. So I'm asking myself, why did he even sleep with them? So it's a very weird situation. I'm not sure. That's weird. Whatever. But it's a completely pointless interaction. Sleeping in a video game with someone? I mean, okay, with Yennefer, if you love her, but... Or with Triss, because you choose her over Yennefer as your partner. But all other girls, for example, Keira, what's the point of it? Whatever. Whatever, I'm not gonna question all of this. Pointless. Whatever. So right now I'm not sleeping with it. Keira, as you saw, Keira I refused. Triss maybe, but Triss will be chosen as a partner, and Yennefer will be refused as well. Shiny as well.
Nilfgaardian regiment always accompany you on your walks?
Always. Papa's orders. It's for your protection, Rosa dear. People here hate us. Why? What have I done to them? But enough about that. Soldier, you may leave.
But His Excellency Ambassador Var Atra said
And this excellency is telling you otherwise. Do you not recognize him? This is Geralt of Rivia, the best swordsman the North has ever seen. I'm safe with him. Now march off, quickly. Left, right, left, right. Finally. Let's go, Geralt. I've something I wish to show you.
We were supposed to train, not go for a walk.
I know, Geralt. Now stop harping on about it and let's go.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm asking myself why Geralt is on the left side of the screen.
No loitering round
You
here.
can change it like in GTA series by pressing V to change the camera position. It's kind of weird.
Here. You see, I thought that instead of training in a dank old cellar, we'd move around in the open air. A duel on a bridge, like in the novels. Now draw your sword.
Only got my steel and silver swords. We should be fighting with practice weapons.
We should, but you of all people ought to know. There's much more fun in doing things you shouldn't.
Listen, I'd really rather not hurt you.
Stop patronizing me, or you'll be the one to get hurt. Now on guard. Ow! Ow! Stop! I yield!
right?
Yes. The only thing you've really hurt is my pride.
She's all bleeding. That's
All right, what's next?
We should return. Just forgive me, Geralt. I know this might sound awkward, but would you mind turning around for a moment? My corset's shifted. It's pinching me terribly.
I can understand a woman wanting to look pretty, but fighting in a corset, it slows you. Rosa? Shit, she ran off. Anything happens to her, Varatra will kill me. Need to find her. Can't be far. Seven Cats is this way. Great. Girl just wants to have fun.
Move on.
Gallant gesture, but I must refuse.
Oi, Hope, you heard her speak? Our lass's...
Far from home, aren't you, sweetie? And there's no telling if you'll ever get back.
She's Ambassador Varatra's daughter. She's got diplomatic immunity.
I don't really understand the shite you're saying. Now it's clear you love your black ones.
It's no surprise, Lucas. Witches are drawn to monsters, just the way things are. But this beastie, we'll tend to her ourselves.
I believe you've offended the young lady. Now apologize, as nicely as you can.
Forgive me, milady. I am sorry.
Your turn. Be nice like your friend. Bow low, and go be a patriot somewhere else.
Lucas and Kobe. I shall remember those names. And when the Emperor takes Novigrad, I will find them and have them pay.
Easy. Didn't hurt you in the end.
They raised their hand against me. That's enough to have that hand lopped off.
And you wonder why the locals hate Nilfgaard.
I thought you were different from other Nordlings. That you understand us, our sense of justice. I see I was wrong.
You should go home now. And take the shortest, not the scenic route.
I understand. Farewell, Geralt. And good luck on the path.
Ain't spotted wood.
You're doing things that you're not supposed to do and then get mad at people. And then she blames. I really hate... I don't hate, but I really dislike arrogant people and
not cause any trouble at the end.
arrogant and stupid people, because you're not gonna fight the prejudices this way. I mean, what do you expect people to do? Of course they don't like you, but this is why you should not go alone. Especially that she left. She left Geralt without any purpose. She went to a tavern obviously in a tavern you'll see a lot of drunk people and stuff. It's like looking for a it's like looking for a partner. It's like looking for a partner, for your life partner in the nightclub. I mean, it's great and stuff, but it's great and stuff, but obviously you're not gonna find a good person in such place, and you should not be surprised that you find weird people in such place. I mean, of course you'll find weird people in such place, because I mean, what do you expect? And there are a lot of girls. What I don't like about girls is the fact that it's not particularly their fault, but you can see how actually education is really important, and so what I don't like about certain girls is that they are raised in a very kind of laboratory conditions, a little bit like rats in the laboratories. They never see the real world. They don't know how real world is, and so these girls they are not aware of the harsh reality of the world. So they live in this imaginary world of unicorns and rainbows, and they think that everything should be very everyone should be very polite with them, everyone should respect them. But the reality is different. Unfortunately, despite the fact that there are a lot of good people, there are a lot of bad people, and that's how the world is. And you gotta to understand that you need to actually interact with the world. But as I said, because their parents and especially dads are overprotective, which I can understand in some way, because I mean, it's important to maybe protect your children, and especially girls, because girls are way more vulnerable. Girls are very kind of problematic. They can go. I know a bunch of girls who are getting hit on all the time. Like I have a friend, and she tells me those random stories sometimes when she's just going to her job. She's 23 or something, and she's like, and there are different guys who are hitting on her. They're like, hey, can I get your number? Do you want to know each other and stuff? And it's just ridiculous, the amount of those requests. I mean, I understand. I can't blame guys, because I kind of understand that we as guys, I'm not gonna speak about some guys, because it's true that it's a little bit different for some guys, but the vast majority of guys, we barely get any requests from girls. No one's gonna ask us, hey, attractive young man, do you want to go out with me, or something like that. So we find ourselves in the situation where if we don't do anything, if we never ask any girl out or something like that, then it's never gonna happen. No one's ever gonna ask us. Or maybe it will happen once or two times in our lives, but maybe it will happen with the girls that we don't like particularly. So this is the problem of our existence. We have a very different existence, very different from the girls' ones, you see. Guys are always we're kind of lonely. We no one's really want to. We speak with each other, and we really value the male friendship and stuff, and it's really something good and important. But friendship is not the same as romantic relationships, and so you can be absolutely cool with guys, speak with them easily and stuff, and have problems with girls. But or maybe you won't have any problems with guys, but you know, like when you speak with them, but you will have a lot of problems with girls, because with guys it's easier to start a conversation because you don't feel like you're gonna fail and everyone's gonna laugh at you. I mean, if it's not gonna work with a guy, then it's not gonna work, and you can be friends with everyone, and it's normal, right? But with girls it feels a little bit different. Some guys start to sweat, some guys start to stutter, or some guys start to do something else, so whatever. But the idea is that with guys it's easier, with girls it's more difficult, at least for some guys. Or maybe you need some experience, it depends, we're all different. But our existence is such that no one's gonna ever, or in the vast majority of cases, girls are not gonna approach us. They're not gonna ask our numbers, they're not gonna say, hey handsome, wanna go out or stuff. It's never gonna happen. So if we don't do anything, if we do nothing, nothing's gonna happen. And it's important to understand. But at the same time, so I can't really blame guys, but at the same time it's kind of ridiculous the amount of, I mean, she's not, I can't say that she's like model or she's super attractive. No, she's just or at least based on my point of view, she's just she's an average girl.
House is completely destroyed, but the magic circle's intact. Looks to me like a locked portal. Wonder if I can open it using one of Aramis's items.
Gross. A sign of elation. So she's just an average girl. I wouldn't call her. She's definitely not a model.
In here.
She's definitely not a model. She doesn't have a big kind of Instagram account with bunch of photos. She doesn't have any photos. She's just an average girl. But still, even despite being an average normal girl, she still gets, like, at least she changed her job.
Ripe cheese. Seems Aramis was a tyromancer.
She changed her job maybe like 6 months ago or something like that, and she already had like about 15 or 20 guys ask her number and stuff. This is ridiculous. Think about this number. Like seriously, 15 or to 20 guys, man. And she's not a model. Imagine those models and stuff. This it's kind of mind blowing. It's just stupid. And if she's having such an experience, and she's not flirting with anyone, she's not doing anything like that, she's not using any provocative clothes, she's not you don't see her breasts or something like that. She's always sometimes she tells me I'm wearing some clothes like a homeless and stuff. So and despite that, she still has all those requests. Imagine other girls and imagine models and something like that. So I understand that you need to be girls that are more problematic, and as parents and probably as a dad and a mom, you need to kind of protect them, because they might find themselves in a very funny situation, let's call it like that, or curious situations. They might make some mistakes and stuff. But realistically speaking, you can't be overprotective, because this is what happens. The best example is the Rosa Varatre and her sister, probably. They think that everyone owes them. Everyone should be. Everyone should act as an elite. Everyone should be noble. We should speak up properly. We should respect everyone and stuff. But that's not how world works. This is why it's important. It's very important to let your daughter go out, to let your daughter see the world, the real world around you, and sometimes even get disappointed maybe or something like that, because if not, she's gonna find herself in a situation, she's gonna live in those laboratory conditions, environment, and she's gonna think that the world is cool and stuff. But no, the world is not cool. There are a lot of bad people, and you should be aware of that. Otherwise, you're gonna get hurt, or you're gonna get into trouble, because you cannot protect your daughter all your life. At some point, you'll have to let her go, because I mean, it's, you know, she can live with you maybe when she's, I don't know, still 18, 20, but not when she's 23, 25, 30. You see, she cannot live with you eternally or infinitely. So at some point your kid
Of the cheeses. Vesemir will get a kick out of this when I tell him. Not sure this can get any worse.
At some point your kid should grow up, and in order to grow up fully, your kid needs to take responsibilities. Doesn't matter whether it's a girl or a guy, but it's very important. When you live alone, and I can say that as someone who moved out of my parents' place, when you live alone you have way more responsibilities. You need to pay all those bills, you need to cook yourself every day, and if for some people maybe taking care of documents might be difficult and stuff, but it still can be acceptable, which was probably my case, even though I didn't particularly like documents and stuff. It took me some time to take care of all those documents, and you know, when you need to change your, I don't know, whatever, passport, you need to have your driving license or something like that. You need to take them and have a driving license. And it still can be acceptable, but for example, cooking every single day for yourself, it might be challenging, because you're used to your parents cooking for you, or cleaning your house, for example. So there are a bunch of challenges like that, and all those challenges you can only really face them and challenge them when you live alone. So at some point you'll have to let your kid move out and take care of his own or her own life, and it's very important. Because otherwise, and I've seen girls like Rosa Voratre, even though she's noble and stuff, and I've seen girls with this mindset of being a kind of princess. This friend of mine that I've talked 5 minutes ago, she a little bit, she has this mindset as well of being the wait, is there a potion? I need a cat potion or something. Huh? Cat. Yeah, that's what I need. It's a little bit better. She has this mindset, or not entirely, but she has some things that indicate that her parents were a little bit overprotective, and even though she still managed to make a mistake, she had some kind of a relationship and they even slept together, but it didn't lead to anything, so they end up breaking up and stuff. But she still has this mindset of being a little bit naive in certain situations, and you know, um, and that's it. And I had to explain her a lot of different things, which realistically, it's not my job to do that. It was her dad who was supposed to explain all those things to her, but he didn't. And so she was living in a world of unicorns and rainbows. We can just be friends or something like that, and blah blah blah. A lot of girls foolishly believe that they can be just friends with guys or something like that. It's so weird. Sometimes you can be. When you, for example, when you speak with someone over the distance. It's not always the case. The vast majority of guys, they're looking for a relationship. They're not looking for a friendship. It depends. It depends. I guess it depends on your backstory. I guess if you are if you had a kind of a relationship where it actually led to nothing, then in such case you'll probably avoid any kind of relationships, or maybe just because you understand. I guess it depends. There are so much exceptions, but I tend to think that on average, guys, they don't really like being friends.
Gotta share this discovery with Lambert. Fuckers are immune to the smell of old cheese.
I'm not sure. Sometimes NVIDIA broadcast crashes. I'm not entirely sure why. It's just so weird. I don't know at what point when did it crash? Probably when it lagged. But I was saying that I think at some point I'll try to look for it. Um, I think at some point my language discoveries went a little bit discovered my language study because I'm you know I'm just learning just for the sake of learning, I guess, Spanish and German. So sometimes I'm trying to practice.
Someone placed an illusion here. Something here. Where's that artifact Kira gave me?
And so because of this, it all started as a kind of a let's practice some languages, let's practice Spanish and stuff, because why not? And it all ended up by me speaking with a bunch of different people on apps like SSF Tandem or something like that. And it's kind of fun and interesting because I've discovered so many people, I've spoken to so many people, and I've discovered their stories and stuff. And but I feel like girls are more willing to talk rather than boys, and boys don't really like speaking. Investigate everything. The game crashed. Okay. Okay. That was really weird. Yep. And so at some point my discoveries girls are more willing to talk, and so I feel like I've spoken to more girls than boys. I don't know whether it's normal or not. Probably um probably like I don't want to say that it's something bad, but I feel like on average girls are more open about themselves. They're more willing to talk, so it's kind of easier to discover their stories rather than guys' stories. And on average, what I've noticed is that guys are naturally willing to talk to other guys on, especially on internet. Um, maybe it's weird, but I just don't know, and it feels a little bit weird. So I am not entirely sure uh why it's like that, but that's how it is, and that's it. So so I've heard a bunch of different stories, and it's true that girls are get lost. No. Um and girls, and I've seen girls like that being living in the world of unicorns and rainbows, and it's kind of crazy. Or maybe it's kind of crazy for me because I've never really, I'm not living in such a world.
Wounded and tired, Siri collapsed in the swamp. Some peasants found her and took her to the Baron, Felon's self-appointed ruler. The warlord took the young woman in,
Everything
had her
crashes.
nursed back to health, then sent her on her way
NVIDIA
to Novigrad.
broadcast crashes. With The Witcher 3 crashes. And I don't know what. It's not like
Some kind of vault. I should look around.
it's not like I don't have enough memory. I have 12 gigabytes of video memory and 32 gigabytes of RAM on my PC, and it's weird. It's not like it's all the memory on my PC. So I'm not entirely sure why is this happening and why the game doesn't want to load, which is weird, I guess. I'm stuck. We really have an Ouroboros here. Like where it's just it turns infinitely. Without something happening. I just don't know what to say. I guess that's it. That's awful. I feel confused for this absolutely weird situation. Well, well, things went horribly wrong. I don't know why. I just don't know what happened and why. But okay.
Tired, Siri collapsed in the swamp. Some peasants found her and took her to the Baron, Belen's self-appointed ruler. The warlord took the young woman in, had her nursed back to health, then sent her on her way to Novigrad.
Some kind of vault. I should look around.
Yeah, apparently I suppose that my save file is corrupted, so I won't be able to load it. It's the infinite load, so I'll have to reload it completely. Whatever. Well, it happens. It happens. So basically, all of the story was to tell you about the importance of the good education and importance of the if one day you'll have kids, then
Wounded and tired, Siri collapsed in the swamp. Some peasants found her and took her to the Baron, Belen's self-appointed ruler.
one day you'll
The
have kids,
warlord
and
took the
especially
young
girls.
woman in, had her
You
nursed
should
back to health, then sent her on her way to Novigrad.
speak about important subjects, and you should let them maybe make mistakes, but not all mistakes, certain mistakes.
There's something here. Need to use the eye.
To not find yourself in a situation where your girl, your daughter is completely delusional about the world around her, like that. I'm gonna kill them all because they were being rude to me. Why did you run away? Why did you aren't you aware that there are people who dislike you and dislike Nilfgaardians and stuff? Whatever, man. Well, there's nothing here. So I suppose that I should probably go in the portal. That's the only way I can go.
Some kind of vault. I should look around. Magic barrier still active. Gotta find a way to turn it off. An illusion. Deactivated the barrier. If this sword is as deadly as Aramus's cheeses, it's worth taking. Maybe I'll name it the Emmentaler.
And I can even go further with this subject and say and talk about the fact that a lot of girls find themselves in a situation where they are. I think I missed something because I have these figurines that I
Fresh
didn't
air.
use.
Finally. Strange.
Just of stuff. My expectation they would come eventually. Of course, that one jump Burger's vision was all too clear, but I must risk it and stay a few more days. The cheeses have entered an intense and fascinating stage of maturity, and transporting them entirely out of the question. I have worked in this dress for 40 years, and I would rather die than abandon it now. In the event that I am unable to divine the time and nature of the hunter's attack, I bequeath my most valuable treasure to whatever brave adventurer will be able to find it. May this reward inspire him to continue my work and stand on the shoulders of the giants of Tyromancy, Joffrey Monster, Avon of Yulon, and last but not least the Baron of Blue, Eric Stoughton. I'm still not entirely sure what's the point of all those figurines. Wolf figurine? Lizard figurine? What quest? Rose of Remembrance? Jade figurine? All wine from Tucson? I don't know. Oh. Did I miss something? It's actually quite possible that I missed something, but I think I'll Google it later. Yeah, so I was saying that you can go even further by saying that a lot of girls, they make this mistake. They make a mistake of trusting random guys. Based on my observations, based on what I've learned by talking with different girls, is that because they're willing to share their stories, and I'm actually very grateful for them to share the stories, because I can actually I have some food for my thoughts, for my reflections. It's important to think. And so I'd say on average, in the current world, we have a very kind of a set situation, because the average for a girl to date someone is no, I'll say it differently. By the age of 20 or something, maybe yeah, probably 20, we can say 20. By the age of 20, the vast majority of girls nowadays have already dated someone. And when we say dated, we can also say slept with. So I'm not entirely sure that's something positive, that by the age of 20, you're still young. The vast majority of girls already dated someone. I'm not gonna speak about Muslim girls or something like that, or some religious groups.
What's this?
But those people, and even religious people, I can say that there are a lot of girls who actually had a relationship with someone, and cards, and
the faculty of Oxenford University is honored to grant Julian Alfred Pancratz, Viscount de Letonov, the title of Master of the Seven Liberal Arts.
What I was saying is, at the age of 20, even though there are a bunch of different religious groups and people who pretend that they're religious, even they already dated someone. I've spoken to some girls from Latin America, for example, who, I mean, it's kind of well known that in Latin America a lot of people consider themselves Catholic, and even though those girls were saying that they believe in God and stuff, they already dated someone and slept with someone, which is clearly against biblical rules. And I watched a documentary about girls in the Muslim world who actually, even though despite the fact that they need to follow certain rules that are written in the Quran, they are still they still manage to date someone and sleep with someone. How? Why? Not all, but I've seen. I watched a documentary, and so they said that there are girls that are trying to fix their. It was a documentary about fixing their virginity, so they're going to doctors to repair it somehow. It's weird. Okay.
Ah, you're back. You met Poppy? Sure to start talking any day now.
That Field Marshal Duda's replacement? The Marshal was a parrot, you do remember, right? Where'd you get her?
At auction. Some mage's estate went under the hammer. Witch hunters and the Eternal Fire joined forces, staked out his place and rounded the sorry sap up, put his things up for sale. Happened to be passing by and saw this out. Came with her own cage.
How could you resist?
Good day. 'Tweren't possible. Ah, but dandelions what matters now. So, how'd you do? Learn much?
Women on my list hadn't seen Dandelion in a while. All claimed he had been acting strange. Also mentioned he'd been seeing someone else. Thing is, Mystery Woman wasn't on my list.
What's she supposedly like, this lass?
Blonde, from Kovir. A Troberitz, apparently, named Kalanetta or something like that.
That makes it clear as crystal. It's Priscilla. Aye. Must be her.
Who's this Priscilla?
A Troberitz, like you said. Quite popular of late. Picture Dandelion with a pair of tits and you've got the general idea.
Interesting image. So how'd Dandelion handle meeting his female double?
I think he fell in love.
What can I say? Could be he finally met his match.
She's his match, all right. Maybe more. Laddie's head's on fire. Lassie's got him whirling.
All right. Guess we gotta talk to her.
Priscilla works for the Mummers troupe. Reynard and the Foxen. Whenever they're in town, she performs nightly at the Kingfisher.
Mean we've been sentenced to an evening of poetry?
Must you always? This'll be true poetry, Geralt. You'll see.
Yeah. So I was saying, I don't know about you, but I find this statistics pretty sad. That by the age of 20, a lot of girls they have already dated someone and slept with someone. I don't really think that sleeping in itself or dating in itself is something bad. What I find bad is that these girls, they didn't choose the right partner. If you choose the right partner and you stick with that partner, there is no problem. The problem comes from the fact that the majority of those girls that I've actually had an opportunity to talk to, and I've spoken to a bunch of different girls from Latin America, from Europe, from Russia, from Indonesia, from all around the world, even from North Africa, like Morocco and stuff. From those girls who shared their stories, it didn't end up good. So it's not the problem of dating and sleeping, because there are people who are married at 20 years old and they are, because they're religious and they're living together as a couple and stuff. So I guess it's not a big deal. The problem comes from the fact that those girls, and those are the majority of girls, unfortunately, as sad as it sounds, but that's how it is, they ended up with nothing. They started dating at the age of 16, maybe, in the high school. They slept with those guys, and it led them absolutely to do absolutely nothing. Which is probably partially their fault, but in the vast majority of cases, it's the fault of their parents, because they didn't take care of their children, their kids, and it's a big problem. It's not normal. It shouldn't be like that.
What's it like? Having a king was everywhere.
In short, who
Where
kisses
can
your
I go?
ass today will bite it tomorrow.
After sundown. When is sundown? 7? 8 p.m. Sundown at 6 p.m. Is this what's oh, no. Tavern. Now I find the statistics pretty sad, in my opinion. It's not something good. It's not something you can be proud of. You started dating at 16 years old, man. And by the age of 20, not only you had a bad experience, but it also, this bad experience, they actually they influence people in a very bad manner. What it means that, for example, I knew a girl, I didn't have an opportunity to say the story, I did it on my other channel, Philosophical Discussions. I spoke with this girl from Argentina. She had exactly this situation. She started dating at 16 years old or something like that. They dated maybe 1-2 years or something like that. I don't remember whether he cheated on her or something like that. But why is that? So she cheated on her. It left really a big kind of scar on her, and it led her to a very sad actual situation, because what happened is that she you don't see the quest because of my hat. That's awful. It all ended up very poorly, because she was learning German. She planned to go to Germany to study in a German university. She had a lot of bright plans. But what happened is that during the COVID pandemic, in Argentina they had some lockdowns as well as in Europe. They were kind of strict. And so what happened is that she was kind of bored to stay at home all the time. And so at some point when they lifted those restrictions, or they eased them, they made them easier, or they removed certain restrictions, she started to go out with her friends and stuff to some parties and stuff. And she found a boy there, a boy who told her that going to parties is bad, which I find pretty ironical, right? You find yourself a boyfriend on a party who tells you that going to parties is bad. The holy irony, man. And so what happened is that they started dating. They dated for some time, for maybe a year or something like that. And a year later, he dumped her. They slept together. She got pregnant. He completely abandoned the kid. He doesn't care about it. Now she's completely alone. And it was an absolutely awful situation, because when she started dating that guy, we barely spoke. Maybe once every 3 months or something like that. And then she writes me, it was last year in August. She tells me, you remind me of my project to go to Germany. And I ask her what happened, and then she tells me the story, you see. So her plans to go to study Germany, she was 21 years old. Now she's 23 at this point. Her plans completely ruined. Her life completely ruined, because she had so much ambitions to go to Germany, to study languages, to study somewhere, to maybe leave Argentina, because obviously the economic situation in Argentina is not the best one. All completely ruined because of her bad decisions, because her parents didn't speak with her about all the situation, and because she had a bad experience, because her first relationship when she was 16 or 17, or I don't remember the age, or maybe 15 even, when she was in school, it went south because he cheated on her, and it left a scar on her. And I remember we were talking, and she said that yeah, it was a bad experience. I kind of lost trust in men and guys because he betrayed me and stuff like that. So it's just one of those examples. I can tell you a bunch of different stories. It's absolutely awful. It's terrific, but this is why education is very important, especially for girls, but for boys as well, because girls are sleeping with the boys, right?
Here already. Come on, let's find some arse rests. Should start soon.
These scars long have yearned for your tender caress, to bind our fortunes. Damn what the stars own. Rend my heart open, then your love profess. A winding, weaving fate to which we both atone. You flee, my dream come the morning. Your scent, berries tart, lilac sweet. To dream of raven locks and twisted, stormy, of violet eyes glistening as you weep. The wolf I will follow into the storm, to find your heart, its passion displaced by our ever-growing, hardening into stone. Amidst the cold, to hold you in a heated embrace. You flee, my dream come the morning. Your scent, berries tart, lilac sweet. To dream of raven locks and twisted, stormy, of violet eyes glistening as you weep. I know not if fate would have us live as one, or if by love's blind chance we've been bound. The wish I whispered when it all began, did it forge a love you might never have found? You flee, my dream come the morning. Your scent, berries tart, lilac sweet. To dream of raven locks and twisted, stormy, of violet eyes glistening as you weep.
Round of applause, please.
I
'Twas him murdered some Temerian boys back at White Orchard.
Silence, woman. We've come to hear music.
A murderer? There's a war on. Some die.
Oh, please, argue this out elsewhere. Squabbles and rows again. And I was told this was a decent establishment.
If I know Geralt, he risked his noggin to save someone else's arse.
Save, you say? He murdered folk.
Don't let him provoke you.
There's the door. Settle this outside.
Come. I wish to listen to music.
Music?
Cultural capital of the world? The fuck it is.
Permit me to introduce this here's Priscilla, known also as Calinetta. As lovely as she is talented. And this?
It's Geralt of Rivia, I know. Dandelion's told me a great deal about you, and I've listened with bated breath. Don't be surprised. After all, doubt I could think of a more fitting subject for a ballad than a witch's love for a sorceress. Or should I say, sorceresses.
There's a good reason I don't pour my heart out to bards. They always babble, as you just demonstrated. But listen, besides giving you the details of my affairs, did Dandelion mention his own plans, where he might be going?
Splendid. Very funny, truly. So, see you later.
Not here. Come with me.
Is there a reason for all this sneaking around?
An excellent one. When last I saw Dandelion, he told me he was planning a heist. Sigi Reuven's vault.
Sheepdip.
And I've not seen him since.
Let me guess. Attempted heist was a failure.
Well, he's not driven up in a gilded carriage laden with jewels, so I should think so. I've asked after him everywhere, but it seems an army of tongue-stealing cats has overrun the city. I learned only that he raised a ruckus at Whoreson Jr.'s lair. Then Whoreson's men chased him all over town.
Whoreson Jr. Doesn't ring a bell.
Biggest prick in Novigrad. Not literally that.
Got it. You're not a fan. But what did he do to you?
Try the whole town. He's one of 4 bosses who control the city's underworld. The others being Sigi Reuven, Carlo the Cleaver Varese, and the King of Beggars.
The rascal. At least he didn't cross the church as well. Bring that venerable institution into it. We'd be in deep then.
Here I go again, rushing to Dandelion's rescue. He ought to pay me a salary.
Whoever he is, I sincerely doubt he's in the mood for jokes. Nor am I, in fact.
Relax, I'll get him out of this. Gotta talk to this Whoreson first. And Sigi Reuven. Know where I might find them?
I don't know about Whoreson, but Reuven runs a bathhouse. Careful, though. He's a dangerous character.
So am I.
I don't doubt it. But Dandelion's not. I beg you to hurry. Let me know as soon as you learn anything.
Well, I've got bugger all to do here. Heading back to the
see the surgeon.
Vile strucker tried to beguile my man.
Count Code Dysart.
Are you here regarding the combat?
Wanted to hire a witcher, didn't you?
I did, but not just any vagabond. One hears all manner of stories about the lunatics of the School of the Cat. Which do you belong to?
School of the Wolf.
Ah, yes. A good one. I knew a witcher of this school. Barnabas? No. So his name did begin with a B. Never mind. To the matter at hand. Not long past, I acquired an estate east of Novigrad. I got it on the cheap, you see. The seller was very keen to be rid of it. Now, I've learned the building is said to be haunted.
Goes to explain the seller's urgency.
I do not believe in ghosts. It is that simple. But my men say the house shakes at night. Walls crumble. Why, even the floors move about. Is there anything to be done? A remedy for this?
Fine. I'm willing to investigate. How do I get there?
An orchard adjoins the property. The house itself you should recognize easily. Cracks cover its walls. Here's the key. And good luck.
Tried to beguile my man.
It's kind of funny that they didn't show anything on the map. Or maybe because my previous quest barely ended. But the good thing is that I know this guy, but I know that there's a quest here. But if you don't know, it's true that on the minimap nothing indicates that there's a quest here. They give this option, or generally speaking, they gave us this option to negotiate prices of your jobs. But I find it completely useless because it doesn't give you anything. In any case, you are having enough money to, even with a base kind of salaries, wages, the prices that they give you, they pay you for your quests, for missions, and so there's absolutely no sense to negotiate prices. I just don't understand what's the point of it. And I thought about a solution, and I think if we could buy it just randomly appears and disappears.
The one thing that's
weird.
plowing free in this city.
I think a big problem is that we cannot buy random things. There is no kind of a market or something like that to buy random things in our house of the Blood and Wine DLC. And I think that it's a problem. That's the only potential way where you can spend your money. How you can spend your money, but you can't buy anything there. And so the problem is that you're collecting the money. I'll sell the swords and I'll make quite some amount of money. Yes, it's true that if you will want to craft the enhanced Witcher's sets with swords and stuff, you will need money. But even in that case, still, by clearing every cave, every house, every dungeon, you'll still get rid of you'll still resell all those things, and it's completely pointless to negotiate prices. You can negotiate just for the sake of negotiating, but it's completely useless. Me personally, I never negotiate. I tried it maybe 1 or 2 times. I find it useless.
Anybody there? Open up.
What's the fuss? The bathhouse is closed.
Need to talk to the owner. I know he's here.
I'm not sure that matters, as he's terribly busy.
Busy? With what?
Entertaining important guests.
In that case, tell him there's another one at the door. Geralt of Rivia. And I'm not leaving till I see him.
Very well, I shall try. Please wait.
Geralt cannot just knock normal like that. He needs to destroy the door.
Sigi Reuven cordially invites you to join him. I'm happy.
What's happening?
The meeting is in the baths. We will pass through the dressing room so you can leave your clothes.
Let's go.
You may disrobe here. Your equipment will be safe.
Another crash? Man, what is happening with this game? I mean, this is just ridiculous. The second time the game is crashing. I really don't understand this. Can someone explain, please? What a fun day today, I guess. Mike doesn't want to disappear. I don't even know what to say at this point. Why does it crash? It feels kind of confusing. I don't think it's because of the memory or something like that. I feel like I need to verify the integrity of the files. Maybe it will help. But I mean, I installed the game maybe a couple of months ago. It didn't touch it. Why it should be corrupted or something? Weird things are happening.
Triss could not help Geralt, yet she did direct him to Kareem Tilly, an Oneromancer and an expert at finding the lost and the missing. Guided by Kareem Tilly, the Witcher had a dream. In it, Ciri and I, the bard Dandelion, were reunited. Geralt now knew that to find Ciri, he would first need to find his dear old friend.
You made this robe here. Your equipment will be safe.
I'm not using the same.
Splendid.
The same place again.
Sigi Reuven awaits in the next room. If I might be allowed a comment, sir. It's not commonly accepted in this city to stroll about nude. I'd advise you to don some clothing.
Where am I going?
Junior,
It's a brother.
He doesn't blush. And then he sent the body back, offering his hand extended in peace.
Well.
Easy, Cleaver. Orson Jr.'s a dead man. I'll have my scribe send you a notice.
You don't have a scribe. And we'll eliminate Junior when, and only when, all of us say aye. Reuven, your guest.
Why the fuck you let him in here?
Because I want to talk to him. This is Geralt of Rivia.
Good to see you again.
As always, I'm out of the swiving loop. Who the fuck are you?
I'm a witcher.
Problems with your plumbing?
Nah, it's under control. Geralt's a friend from the old days. Although...
Got intruders. Someone just snuck inside the bathhouse. Several men.
What the fuck's he on about? Ploughing fortune teller?
Assassins! Please, no! Ah!
Bloody hell. I fucking knew it.
Any weapons tucked away?
Just a few.
Fighting naked.
First everybody with my prick hanging out.
it's just awful. I'm just going berserk. All in.
No one escapes. Got it?
It's funny that the vast majority of them have tattoos.
God damn it!
Except Sigi. Except Dijkstra.
Good work, gents. Terribly sorry for that incident. My security failed. I'll get to the bottom of who, why, and how.
They were whoreson scum. That's the bottom of who and how right there.
Don't start that again. Especially not in front of our guest.
Who pranced in right before they attacked. Coincidence? Why do I doubt it?
Let's give him a chance to explain.
I'm looking for Whoreson Jr.
Interesting.
What do you want with him?
Junior's gonna help me find someone.
Whoreson's not helped a soul in all his miserable life.
I'll ask him nicely.
See, Cleaver? Perhaps if you'd not called Junior an uncle fucker and asked him nicely, he'd have showed up today.
Gentlemen, you out of your fucking minds? A chat session? Whoreson's out to get us, and he'll succeed eventually. We've got to kill him first. So by all means, you sit here, soak, fart, and watch the bubbles rise, while I send my boys to Whoreson's hidey holes. They'll make some noise, flush the bugger out. And you, geriatric, or whatever your ploughing name is, want to find Whoreson? Find me first.
I need to find Whoreson. Now looks like I gotta get to him before Cleaver does.
Cleaver won't find him easy. Junior's good at hiding. He's got peasant smarts.
Look at the time. Good luck in your search, Witcher.
I'll call on you tomorrow, Francis. We'll finish our chat.
So how about we get dressed?
Sure. Then we'll talk. In private. Right mess that was. Never thought I'd be glad to see the man responsible for my taking frequent baths.
If you're any cleaner for it, gotta say it was worth breaking your ankle.
It healed poorly. Can you believe it? I must soak it in hot water at least 6 times a day now. Failing that, it bloody pounds like the bells of Beauclair at dawn.
I had my reasons. Your leg would be fine if you hadn't gotten in my way.
I see. Well, I promise you that if I could go back in time, I'd do things quite differently on Thanet. For example, I'd have my men kill you instead of just tying you up.
Listen, Reuven. No, Dijkstra. Just not in the mood for your code names, passwords, and other bullshit. I'm here on specific business. If you want to listen, listen. If not, I'd rather you spared me your wit and threw me out now.
What's the harm? Talk.
Think Cleaver will find Whoreson?
He might not. But he'll burn down half the city trying. What waste. Leave him to it, I say. Work alone.
Any ideas?
Junior's got areas of the city where he's strong. Penetrate them, look around. But be discreet. None of this speed and fury and swinging your steel cock about.
Makes sense to ask around, I guess. Junior might be in hiding, but he's gotta be collecting income. Couldn't afford to cut himself off.
Gambling. That's his big earner. Junior controls the largest casino in town. I'll never forget. Hierarch Hemmelfart raised all kinds of hallowed hell there once. Bug a bet and lost his ruby ring. Then there's the arena in the city's bowels. Betting scheme generates near as much as the casino. They're always looking for hired muscle there. Suppose you could always search Whoreson's house. Though I doubt you'll find him there. Maybe some clue, though.
Where's Junior's casino?
Near the Temple Watch Towers. Whoreson's got naught to do with the casino officially, so careful what you say. Try not to arouse any suspicions.
Arena sounds promising. Where's that?
Sewers beneath Gildorf, but you'll have to enter through the bits, endure the stench of poverty on the way. Now, Junior loves a good fight. Wager he'd give a lot to see a real Witcher in action.
Mentioned Whoreson's got a house. Where is it?
Solid townhouse on Temple Isle, just on the other side of the bridge. Wouldn't wager me knickers on finding him there. Junior's not that stupid.
See if I can't find Whoreson at the casino or the arena. Might talk to Cleaver as well, though.
Do what you will. Just be cautious. Whoreson's expecting payback, I've no doubt.
Thanks for your help, Dijkstra.
Just go, Witcher. And if you can't find the slimy bastard, come and see me. I know him well. Might figure something out.
Listen, Dandelion's missing. Any idea what might have happened to him?
Same thing that happens to anyone who steps on Junior's toes.
Meaning?
He's surrounded by splendid virgins who ply him with sparkling wine and pastries stuffed with nightingales' tongues. Come, Geralt, what do you think's happened to him? I reckon he's at the bottom of the Pontar, trussed up with the strings of his own mandolin.
Loot.
Far as I'm concerned, he might as well be rotting down there with a goddamn trombone.
Seem a bit prickly. Something bothering you?
Sorry. I know I've been unbearable lately. But at my age, the menopause, what with hot flushes and violent mood swings?
Dijkstra, men don't get menopause. You know that, don't you?
Yes, you moron. I also know you don't actually give a shite about my problems. What do you want?
You got me. Need work. Thought you might throw some my way. Monster trouble, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Might be able to help me, in fact. And if you did, why then I might be inclined to ask after Dandelion, establish what happened to him.
Maybe I can help. What do you need?
I'd rather show than tell. Picture's worth 1,000 words and all that tripe. Ah, and you do realize, if you say anything about what you see here to anyone, it'll mean a razor between your ribs.
Figured as much.
Excellent. One last request. Oh, let's call it what it is. A command. Don't draw your sword unless I ask you to.
That was a pure magic. Make things disappear.
Be so kind as to follow me. Oh, Bart, not again.
Bart.
Bart, stop that, now.
Bart, mad. Bart make Sigi look joyful.
Beating your head against the wall won't change that.
Bart hard. Bart less thinky. Bart less thinky. But sadness.
Don't seem to have trouble communicating with the troll. Why'd you bring me down here?
Take note of that hole. We'll come back to it later. And see that door? Vault behind it, until recently filled with Novigrad crowns and countless other valuables.
But God, then boom! Chorfun go!
Translating into common, someone fucking made off with nearly 20 tons of my gold and all the lighter stuff. And you, will help me get it back.
Fine. I'll help you.
You're not exactly bursting with enthusiasm.
Witcher mutations. They strip us of emotion. I'd be jumping for joy otherwise. All right. Ought to look around. But first, some questions.
I'm all ears.
Take it the thieves got in through the hole behind you.
You're a regular fucking master sleuth. Any other brilliant deductions you want confirmed? The year, maybe? Bloody name of Redania's king?
No, but I am wondering, for instance, how that hole got there.
Hole no. Boom. Hole. Bad look won't go. Bad look no. Only sleep. Bad shrooms. Head falls.
Bad mushrooms? What's that about?
Pop's mold. The spores are highly toxic. One whiff and you're dead. Unless you're a troll, that is.
Yes. Bad. Bad troll.
Not talking to you, dimwit. Where was I? Ah, mold spores. They cover the walls of the sewers other side of the vault. Actually thought it was a good thing, you know? A bit of extra protection. Thieves found a way through it.
Bud, you see them?
Bad through hole. Once see boom. Got what? Breathe. Shroom. Sleep go. Your phone gone. Bad troll.
Now. Stiff up a lip.
Boom. Can you elaborate?
Boom. Big. This like.
I'll elaborate. Explosion. Big enough to blow that fucking hole in the wall, separating the vault from the sewers.
Gotten pretty good at communicating with this troll.
Lots of prior experience. Worked with idiots my whole life.
That is awful.
Try to track down the thief yourself?
Of course. Hired this lummox, Fons, thick enough not to ask questions. We knocked back some Pop's antidote and entered the sewers. Soon after, I returned alone.
What happened?
Lad started belching something horrendous. I mean, burps with so much mass the walls shook. Told him, Fons, stop. You're in the presence of a count. Well, former count, but still. And then he puked up. Up came most of the antidote. Lost his protection. Tried to pull him out. Then I heard a bubbling. Something crawled out of the water. I value the lives of my men, I do. But I value my own even more. Dropped Fons and ran like hell.
And those were the adventures of Dijkstra in the sewers.
Should look around the sewers. Got any more of that Pop's antidote?
I've a few vials left. Got the formula too. Disgusting swill, to be honest. But it'll save your life. Here.
Thanks.
You've naught to thank me for, literally. You're no good to me if you suffocate. Listen, I'll be upstairs if you need me. Sight of this empty vault's giving me an ulcer. Good luck to you.
Yes.
Dandelion, what the hell have you gotten yourself into? Thought Richard's potions were fine. Bits of pipe clear over here. Must have been one powerful blast. Fine grating. Couldn't push much through that.
So kinda funny that a bard like Dandelion decided to make an explosion.
Definitely came through here.
It's weird.
given me no choice. Of course.
Coming and coming, I don't understand this. Where are you coming from?
Dijkstra didn't mention anyone else. Must be one of Dandelion's crew. Vomit everywhere. Guess he had the antidote too. Couldn't keep it down any more than the other guy.
Where am I even going? I'm not sure. I got nowhere to go, right?
Gold coin. Trail ends here. Dandelion must have loaded the treasure onto a boat.
I've investigated everything. No? No.
Pipe's great. Explosion crumpled it like a piece of paper. And there's mortar on the bars. So it was in place at the time of the explosion. Blast tore it from the wall.
I investigated everything. No, that's definitely. That's the end.
Edges curled out. Something inside blew it wide open. Wall 2. Bathhouse drain pipes seem to converge here. No traces of magic. This was no spell. It was a bomb. Now why am I not finding pieces of it? Could be the current swept them away. The thug Dijkstra hired. Need to burn the corpses. Otherwise, Dranners will never stop congregating. Yet another shiny bauble. Getting close. Bottom of a container. Silver cylinder, most likely. Runes etched in the bottom. It's warped, probably by the explosion. Bomb part. Must be. Smells like wyvern oil and caramel. That'd be it down here. Time to see Dijkstra.
Yeah, I was too fast.
Getting harder to breathe. Damn it, can't breathe. Gotta get out while I can.
I'm too fast. I should stop doing things and then thinking. I should reverse this consequence, not consequence, the sequence of actions. First thinking, then acting.
Got a minute?
I do. What do you want?
Done. Examined every nook of the sewers near your vault.
Well, learn anything?
Seems to me a bomb blew the wall open. Look.
Bottom of a silver cylinder, probably. Covered in runes. Interesting. Any idea what it contained?
Recognized some ingredients by their scent. Wyvern oil and sugar.
Sugar? Geralt, I'm in no mood for jests.
Nor am I. Just saying what I found. Bomb contained sugar.
Let's think. Sugar would react violently with sulfuric acid, but not so violently to cause an explosion.
Didn't know you were versed in alchemy.
Dabbled in it a bit while at Oxenford Academy. But this is no time to reminisce. You're to find my treasure, not write my biography. Know anything else about this bomb? Anything at all?
Bomb went off inside a drainage pipe embedded in the vault wall. But the grate at the end of the pipe was in place when the blast happened, meaning...
The bomb must have found its way into the pipe from inside the bathhouse.
Exactly. Might have gone something like this. Perpetrator started emptying one of the pools, then dropped the bomb down the drain.
The bomb flowed down with a runoff, came to rest on the grate, and, to quote Bart, big boom.
Drain pipes are only promising lead. We just need to know which pool it's connected to.
Yes. Hammond keeps a record of guests. Should be able to tell us who used that pool the day of the break-in. You've not done badly.
Feel honored to be acknowledged.
Oh, that famous sarcasm. I missed it.
Really?
I think you're using.
About as much as I'd miss a knife in my knickers.
Disappear. Disappear.
All right. You inspect the pools on the right, I'll take the ones on the left. Holler if you find anything.
Disappear. Wow.
Nothing here. Something floating on the surface. Oil, looks like.
How come there were people and no one noticed that?
Silver lid. Matches the cylinder bottom I found in the sewer. Dijkstra, come here.
Got something?
Yeah, bomb part.
Happen. Drain pool 4, and bring me the guest book. Chop chop.
Let's see what's on the bottom. Grate's been removed from the drain, meaning they flushed the bomb down here.
Happen. Who used this pool the day of the break-in?
Let me see.
Bertolt Heinz, town councilman, Josef Schweik, brewer, and Margrave Henkel.
Henkel? That's impossible.
Impossible. Why?
Old Coot's been eating dirt since last winter. Couldn't have been here the day of the break-in.
He's dead? I'd not heard.
Not surprising. The Honourable Margrave croaked in a brothel, decked out in leather lingerie, so the family held a hush-hush funeral. But I have my sources.
Yeah, I saw him that fateful day, Mr. Reuven. I'm certain of it.
Did you speak to him? Get a good look at him?
No. He merely passed by on the way in.
So you didn't see Henkel? You saw an impersonator? Think for once. They scooped out your balls, not your brain. And you, Geralt, start looking into this.
Fine. Where should I start?
Henkel's home. Derelict townhouse south of the main square. You might happen on some trace of this scoundrel we're looking for there. Well, off with you!
Well, and this is the end of this part. It was a wild ride, I'd say, with all those crashes of NVIDIA broadcast, The Witcher. It's so weird, like, there are times when you play and everything's fine, and you're playing for 2 hours and everything's perfectly fine, but there are times where it crashes 2 times and another application crashes. What is happening, man? Why? Whatever. Yeah, I'll stop here and I will continue very soon.
Witcher?